So I've got some pretty big news. I've bought the rally kit for the 1986 Dakar Tenere. Only there's two problems. Number one, I have to drive to Switzerland to get it. And number two, I don't know if it's gonna fit. I just spent £799 on a rally kit that might not even fit. Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel. We are quite literally filming in my hedge today. Sorry about that. If you don't know me, my name's Marky Likes Bikes and this is my Yamaha XT600 3AJ. Now a couple of videos back, I asked my subscribers, what should I do with this? Should I keep it stock or shall I build a replica of the original Dakar bike from 1986? And it's no surprise that 99% of you said, yeah, build a replica of the Dakar bike, and only one of you said, no, keep it as stock. So to the one person, I'd just like to say, I'm very sorry. So in this video, we're gonna go over the exact parts that I have either bought or I'm gonna swap, interchange them to make it look like the original bike. If we get this right, I think it's going to look insane. Here is a picture of what we are trying to achieve. Look at that. Right, let's pull up a chair, have a chat. So, as I said in the beginning, I've bought the rally kit from Motoform off a chap in Switzerland. And what comes with it? We're gonna get the fairing, which looks bonkers. Unfortunately, we have to lose these dual headlights, which I love. And instead, we're getting the mono headlight with the grille, which looks. Not only that, it comes with a fuel tank. Now this is a 23 litre fuel tank. The one on the rally kit is 41 litres. 41 litres? I don't know if my car has 41 litres. You might be wondering why on earth do you need a 41 litre tank? But the racing bikes had to, because there were no fuel stops in the Dakar. I mean, you're not just gonna pull up and put some fuel in it. They had to have a lot of fuel because each stage was a lot of mileage. So you had the bigger fuel tank, and in the original you also had, as per the photo I'm about to show you, the rear has that fuel tank wrapped around, and I've been searching night and day to try and find one. There isn't one for sale on the internet. So if you know anyone, if you have any contacts which has a fuel tank for a 1VJ, a 3AJ, let me know. Let me know. We've got to do this. We've got to build this bike. And there it is. Stunning. This looks interesting. This was a Dakar Rally factory machine with a specially designed frame mounting an engine based on that of the production off-road model XT600. After debuting in 1983 as a modified version of the XT600, the performance of the engine and suspension was upgraded as speeds in the rally grew faster every year. Meanwhile, know-how was fed back into the machine development to achieve the durability, serviceability, and comfort necessary for long-distance racing in the desert. In '86, Thierry Charbonnier placed fourth riding the machine on display. And so let's look at the stats. Air-cooled, 4-stroke, OHC, single-cylinder, transmission, 5-speed, fuel tank capacity, 33 litre plus 19. That's interesting because that would suggest the rally kit I've just bought, which is a 41 litre tank, is not the same tank system as the one used in the 1986 Dakar Rally. They had a 33 litre and a 19 litre at the rear. I've just got the 41 litre at the front. Weight, 146 kilograms. Wow, that is light. Where did they lose all that weight? Okay, let's look at the one that I've bought. Let's read the description. It's a Motoform rally kit, including a 40 litre Kevlar tank. Okay, sorry, 40 litre, not 41. Not that it makes much difference. A fill, a fixing spider, and a headlight. It fits a 1986 Tenere 1VJ. It mounts without modification. The tank is waterproof. The something probably needs to be revised. Never tried to mount the headlight fixing spider. That's fine. An excellent base for an old-fashioned rally bike or a replica of the Dakar model. I agree. By the way, did you really think I can speak French that well? I translated it earlier. Like I said at the beginning, the rally kit that I've bought is for the 1VJ. My bike is the 3AJ. If it doesn't fit, well then the seller has given me his frame for the 1VJ, which is very nice of him. He also lives in Switzerland. So on the 20th, I'm going to be driving there and you're going to come with me. This is turning into a right adventure. Right, I promise I'll stop blabbering now and let's just look at all the parts. The tyres, I'm going to change these to Michelin Desert tyres. Up next, we're going to change the wheels, or do we? You see, in the original, they've got some really nice black rims, but I don't know if we need to do that. I think we could just stick with the silver ones for now. After that, we're going to be working on the front mudguard. Now, I've been searching high and low for that mudguard that you can see right there. It looks so basic, it looks good, and I like that it's still low mounted rather than high. I can't find it anywhere, so this is a part that I need your help with. I need that front mudguard. If we can't find it, what we're going to do for the time being is get rid of this black section here, and then we might just chop this slightly here, or we could just keep it blue and leave it as is. Now for the fork gaiters. If you remember, I asked you, should I go with blue or do we go yellow? And I'm going to announce we're going to get yellow ones. So here they are. Yeah, that will look nice. Disc cover, this yellow bit here. Now in the original, they don't have one, so we're getting rid of it. Next up, the levers. I'm going to break the rules here and either get some Flow Motorsport or probably ASV unbreakable levers like these. These are so nice. Oh my God. I'll tell you what isn't nice is the price. 152 quid, including that. That can't be right. Anyway, I want some short, snappy levers, and I like the silver ones. I do like, saying that, I like the gold ones. I like the black ones as well. Okay, that's going to be, I'll just do that in my own time. Grips, swap out these nothings and get some proper rental grips. Look, you might not like the look of these, but I do. I think they look pretty cool, so dirt cheap. I'll be getting a pair of them. Handguards, I mean, I wouldn't really call these a handguards. They're just protective against roost. I want an actual metal handguard brace from either Zeta, like these ones, or Bark Busters. So I'm probably going to take this off. Risers, right now, I can't stand up on the bike properly, so I need some risers, and I'm probably going to go for a high bend pro taper or rental bar. And let's just have a look. Do they have any on eBay? Why buy new when you can just buy second hand for like 40 quid? So I'm probably going to do that. Mirrors, not going to have any. Okay, let's move on to the midsection, starting with the headers. Now, don't be fooled by the state of these. I know they're a bit rusty, but they'll do absolutely what you ask of them. But in the racing bike, they've got stainless steel. So I found on eBay these headers for about £160, so not a lot of money at all. And then we're going to get a new exhaust, and this is by Arrow, and it's on sale for £227. That's not bad at all. Pegs, we're going to swap these out for some wider platforms because these are pretty naff and they're very narrow. Some MX pegs will be absolutely fine. Same goes with the foot controls. These are all bent and could just do with a bit of an upgrade, so I'll go on eBay and buy some. We're also going to get a new chain, new sprocket, seat cover. Now look at this. This is just like the race bike, that beautiful suede top with advertising on the side. Must have. And I found out who makes them. They're called Viking motorcycle seats. Now, I don't have a price for this just yet, but I'm gonna imagine around the £100, £200 mark. Hopefully nothing beyond that. But yeah, these guys look the business, so I'll probably hit them up. Let's attack the rear. Now, we don't have that fuel tank at the back yet. So what I'm gonna do in the interim is swap out these plastics. Now, one of my subscribers, who I'm very grateful for, has sent me a link. So let's look at these. XT600 side panels for 1987 to 1989. And then for the decals, we're gonna get this kit here. Thanks again to the same chap who doesn't want to be named, but he's been an absolute trooper with this build. So thank you so much. You know who you are. Cheers for sending this over. So look, we've got all the old-fashioned decal sponsors here, which looks really cool. In fact, should we just take a scroll down this page because they've got some really cool decal sets here. Wow. Oh, cool. Is that a new T7? Yeah, it is. Then we've got the 3AJ in Chesterfield white and red. That looks great. Now, as I said at the beginning, I'm looking for the fuel tanks to wrap around the back, but I can't find any online. So that leaves me in a bit of a predicament. Do we just leave it as it is, or should we do a tail tidy? I'm leaning towards let's do a bit of a tail tidy, but let me know what you think in the comments below. I think let's get rid of this rack, or maybe just have one that can attach when I need it to. The turn signals, obviously they need to come off, doesn't fit in line with the Rally replica. Priced up anywhere from 500 to about £1,000 for this rear fuel tank. I don't think it's going to be cheap. So what are we looking at cost-wise? All in, £2,500 for parts. I don't think that's too bad. Some of you will think that's too much, but I do know one thing. You can spend as much as you want restoring these bikes. It would be no surprise if you spent £9,000–10,000 restoring one of these bikes, and I know someone that did, and it looks mint. First things first, I need to pick up the Rally kit from Switzerland. So I was gonna go last week, but my pickup truck needed an EGR valve. So that's been fitted tomorrow. And then next week, I'll be heading to Switzerland, and you're gonna come with me. So the next thing to do is to plan the trip. So there we have it. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to send me more suggestions. If you have any contacts at all about the rear fuel tank, please let me know and keep in touch. I really appreciate everyone that's reaching out with their suggestions. Please subscribe. You're not going to want to miss this one. I have a feeling this is going to look incredible. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Ride safe, and I'll see you on the road to Switzerland.